Well, alrighty, folks. We are back into it with another session of our Out of the Abyss. I'm your Dungeon Master, Dungeon Mister, joined by our wonderful players. If you guys want to say hey, you absolutely can.
Hey, you absolutely can.
Hey,
Fair enough. Uh, well, we're going to start the same way we start every session, with a little bit of a recap of what happened last time before we get into what's going to happen this time. So, without further ado, last time, you guys started to see what the Blade Bazaar held. The group witnessed a few things, but most notably was a pair of mad stone giants with extra heads. Something some of you had seen before. Helping the stone guard around and a few other Dwergar put down this threat, you actually spared the life of one of them as a third giant came to help. This giant was thankful that you had spared that one and actually invited you to a place called Cairngorm Cavern to have a word with the stone speaker within. As they left with their fellow over their shoulder, you continued your shopping and snooping around. You even heard word from one of the drow traders that luckily were not aligned with House Mizram that there were some drow within the city that had their eyes out for some escaped slaves fitting a certain description. Knowledge gained and possible allies ahead. You did some more shopping around after unloading a suspicious amount of illicit fungus, and that's where we're going to pick up. You guys have shopped around a little bit, picked up some bits and bobs. What are you up to? You're still in the middle of the Blade Bazaar things. People buying, people selling, trading. What are you up to?
um, well, one thing I was considering doing, but this was very recently, so I didn't throw it in the chat or anything. I was hoping to. Are there bows for sale there, or is everything just steel weapons?
It would just be crossbows here.
Okay. All right. I need to replenish crossbow bolts.
Easily done. You get a pack of 20 for 1 gold.
Okay.
I mean, by the way, I do have a short bow in my bag, so I mean, if that's what's good, could give it to you.
Oh, I would prefer the. Yeah, I'll go with the light crossbow for now because I only have.
We have the hand crossbow because of your shield.
Or the, yeah, right. And crossbow. Um. Well, does anybody have anything else that you want to pick up at the bazaar? Do we want to go talk to the gnomes more?
I'd say that's probably where you got like the herbalism kit from. The gnome that you had previously bought potions and stuff from is no longer there.
Okay.
The shop is cleaned up.
Okay.
Essentially, do you want to... You talked about getting some breakfast, and now it's almost like brunch time at Golbrun's lair.
We do have that.
Oh yeah, we have a doctor.
You would also
We're right
talk...
by. Sorry.
No, you're good. I was just going to say you also got the invitation to Cairngorm Cavern to the... across Laudiger's Furrow. And you have an investigation, possible, in the West Cleft District.
Everybody's got holiday to eat something and to the cavern.
Yeah, we're right by the lair.
That I don't want to keep royalty waiting too long.
Royalty.
Well, did the stone speaker want to speak to us? Isn't he like the leader of the stone giants?
I'm guessing, but the giant just invited us, saying if you're in the area, you're free to come in. He did tell us, "Oh, we're waiting for you."
Yeah, it seemed
even
like
more
a
open.
casual invitation. Like, hey,
Okay.
appreciate not killing the guy. Come see me when you're done.
All right, I'm down for breakfast.
All right. You guys look to Goldborn's lair, which is literally clearly stated in Undercommon and in Dwarven. It's just a pair of steel doors, which you've seen open a few times since you've been in the district, lead to a kind of fiery, well-lit interior within, or at least that warm kind of sensation, much like, honestly, the rest of this entire city. But as you start to head in, the sound of the streets gives way as you would start to hear a faint bit of music. So faint, coming from somewhere within. Approaching, though, you would see several tables within the space as you kind of go down the stairs into the cavernous space within. You would note that there would be like one table with a group of little Sverfneblin deep gnomes kind of sitting in the corner amongst themselves. You'd see what looks to be a drow speaking with a Dwergar at a side table. Everyone else seems to be Dwergar, though. I would state that Fungi and Rincewind as well as Dusk would see what looks to be a hooded Dwergar speaking to another Dwergar in the far corner. Looks like he's speaking about, like, you see what looks to be some cube-shaped stones on the table and a pile of coins. And all of this is kind of centered around a central kind of bar space where a fire pit is within. As a staunch Dwergar with a big beard, bald head, and in kind of heavier, almost like a chain dress, seems to be serving food to patrons as he's grilling. Eyes do wander towards you, but none make any remarks.
Find a table.
Yeah, there would be a table big enough for you guys.
All right. So we're gonna need lodging of some sort while we're here. So do we want to see if we can rent rooms here?
Seems fair. Seems like we've got a lot going on in this town. Might be here for a little while.
Probably the only place we could get a room.
Yeah, sounds good. Doesn't seem like Kenneth wanted us to stay with him anymore. Gonna miss our strangely sized friend.
So while we're here, we have what do we feel our priorities are right now? Because we can try to root out some corruption. Go visit the Stone Speaker. Or lock in on Droki.
Well,
in hushed tones, I'm speaking this, by the way. I'm not trying to broadcast to the whole bar.
Almost on most of the tables where people are sitting, it's kind of a square shape area with a couple of hallways leading off in different directions. But everyone's kind of keeping to themselves here, kind of in their own little cliques and groups.
I mean, the corruption is probably going to, quote unquote, come to us if we keep an eye out.
Yeah,
I would go to the cavern just to see what the stone giant can offer us. Maybe they can give us something, and then we can get jokey and figure it out from there.
I think if we're thinking about this logically, I agree. The corruption, perhaps through traveling about town, we keep our eyes open, maybe even while we're here, strike up a friendly conversation, maybe ask some questions, see if we can gather any information. But to your point, I do think the corruption piece and the Droki piece of the puzzle leads to our, how should I say, eviction from Gracklestug. It seemed like the captain was pretty adamant that once we
Well,
were
yeah.
done, we were needed to be on our way.
Might be nice to have a place that doesn't want to try to kill all of us, and actually might be friendly to us. We help them. Might be a nice change of pace.
So it definitely seems that maybe we do a little investigation, do a little stone giant talkie, and then go see about Droki.
Okay.
They might even know stuff about it.
Maybe. I mean, we should ask while we're here too.
Yeah.
Seems like this seems like a place that somebody like Droki may visit.
Frequent.
So okay. Dusk, do you have any input on order of operations?
I do not.
Parentheses, exponents, multiplication.
I do think, though, it is worth noticing how much we were told that music is not allowed here.
And it's faint, but it's somewhat festive music coming from some room elsewhere.
Wow, good catch.
Does it seem like anybody else in the bar hears it?
I mean, no
Or-
one. Give me a perception check, actually.
This is just flying under the radar. Or... Oh.
You don't see it doesn't seem like anyone is paying any attention to this faint music that you hear.
It seemed like the captain of the Stone Guard was well aware of this place. Just
I
seems
mean-
unusual for such a society so obsessed with law and order. Yet,
This kind of seems like an oasis from that, though.
I would say you would note that there are no stone guard present
That we can see.
that you can see. It is true.
But, I mean, they did also mention that this is where the expats kind of hang out. So they may give some leniency to this area in order to keep trade alive and whatnot,
or for other purposes.
or that. So let's get some grub. Maybe see if we can set up a couple rooms and eat and maybe ask around and venture out.
Eventually,
All right,
a small, like a softer call comes from the center of the room, looking over towards you, the Dwergar who's grilling some meat. Do you all want something? Anything? Or are you taking up table?
We'll
Well,
eat
we
whatever
might as-
you're serving,
Yeah, might
drink
as well get
whatever
some
you're
food
pouring.
over here.
and I want to know if you have any rooms.
Kind of looks like he's exasperated just by having this conversation. He kind of walks around the bar, flips up the kind of entryway to it, a little wood. I don't know what you call that,
Yeah, like a little pass through.
Yeah, a little pass
Gotcha.
through.
Stargate.
Yeah, the bar gate. As he walks through that, and you can see he's got a apron on over his chain kind of dress. Ugh. You are not from here. Okay. Do you want the fish, or do you want the broth? Both are seasoned in mushroom. Variety.
One of each.
One of each for each of us.
It'll be 5 silver each. Rooms, you said, yes?
Rooms.
Do you want basic necessity, or do you want a little something else?
Do you have 2 queens with an ensuite and maybe access to the pool?
We do have king size, yes. All
Awesome.
access to pool that is the Dark Lake.
Does it have tubs and like little heart shapes?
Let me see.
Beach access?
I'll take
No.
that as a no.
No
Okay.
tub.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, just basic lodgings.
Great. That will be 5 copper each.
Deal.
Should you require anything extra, let me know.
Will do.
What kind of extra do you have?
Company, friendship, entertainment.
I love friends.
Look at I don't think it's that kind of friend.
Hey, fun guy.
Maybe it is
Companionship
exactly
does,
that kind of friend.
does not come cheap.
All
As
right.
he, as he
We'll
kind of
s-
like starts to talk a little quieter.
Unless it lays eggs, I'm not really interested, but thank you.
No one here is
Exact-
dragon.
I'm the exact opposite. If it lays eggs, I'm not interested.
Githzerai are born by laying eggs.
Or if you would require massage from your tense muscles, let me know. I know
Now
the
I feel like-
perfect pair.
Now I feel like we've crossed the territory and this guy's hitting on us.
I mean,
All right, basic lodgings, fish and broth for all of us. Dusk, you eating?
I suppose.
All right.
Very well.
What do we owe you? What's that come to?
5 copper and 5. What did I say? 5 silver each.
Oh, yeah, five copper and 5 silver each.
So it'd be, if you're
25
paying for turvy,
25.
30 copper, which is 3 silver, and 30 silver. So 33 silver. 3 gold, 3 silver.
I'll give 4 gold.
Hmm.
Add in a little extra tip.
Good patronage. I will get your food up momentarily. Do you want ale to drink too? Or
Please,
wine?
I'll take it.
ale with fish.
Yeah, ale.
Around the vales. On the house. He will very quickly turn, like almost like in a little flourish to it, to where his like chain skirt part kind of just does a little twirl as he walks back to the bar. Hear the sizzling of meat in the center of the room. Quiet din of people talking, but all in hushed tones. As you...
So, oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
What are the? I'm kind of trying to angle my seat so I can kind of keep an eye on those hooded, or the hooded drugger that's in the corner.
They would be in the exact opposite corner that you are in at the moment.
Okay. Does it seem like he's looking at us, or is he just?
It would seem like he's in intent conversation with the individual across from him, another Dwergar.
All right.
If it would help set the scene, I can show you a map of this place. An image, if you will.
No, every time we get a new map, we have to roll for initiative.
Challenge accepted.
Be this guy over here.
Bar fight.
I don't care.
No.
Wow, not really capitalizing on the floor space in here, are they?
It would seem like they're more concerned about people being able to keep their privacy.
Oh, okay. My kind of place.
So you said there were drow in there? Are there
There's
any other
There's a
species?
drow.
A drow. Is he with or she with anybody?
He's speaking to a Dwergar across from him, yeah.
Okay.
Lest us forget that there is a drow in town inquiring about us.
You can give me an insight check, Rincewind. Okay. With a 15, you might notice the occasional glance coming from the drow.
I might be able to go and get her closer look and get a closer listen to it. Some of these guys, I think it might help.
I think
That
we need
might
to
not be
just
a-
lay low.
Bad idea though with your particular talents.
And
I can get really tiny.
Yeah, you would not be one that they're looking for particularly, especially if you wild shape.
I think I can be a little spider on the wall.
Yeah, I mean, does anybody else? Is anybody able to call forth a familiar?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, can we use stool? I want stool to be my familiar.
Stool's just chilling. He's chilling in Fun Guy's backpack.
Yeah, fun guy. That might not be too bad of an idea if you can do it indiscreetly. Or
Yeah.
I
discreetly,
think if I
sorry.
just... Can I just check? No, we already checked. See, people, they kind of look over us every now and then. Is there a quiet place that I could see that I might be able to wild shape without being noticed?
I got a
A
bathroom.
restroom
I
or
got a
something?
head.
There
Yeah.
are several hallways.
I'll knock something off the table and you can crawl under the table to get it. Do it under there.
Could you? Which way did we enter from?
The
I'm sorry if I
south,
missed that.
where-
That way. Okay.
Where the welcome sign is.
Where the welcome mat is, of
Yeah.
course.
But there would be several
Uh,
hallways around the area.
Yeah, I'm gonna excuse myself and head just down the hallway. So I'm gonna let me get around there. See if I can
Okay.
get out of view.
Goes into a darkened hallway, barely lit by a torch in there.
While I am, so is it now? People pretty much wouldn't be able to see me over here.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
You can give me
Yes.
tell you what, give me a stealth check.
Well, I was going to say, just to be extra cautious before I do that, I'm going to spend another pass without trace
So you're going to be casting a spell?
Yeah, that's why I want to make sure I'm a little already out of view before I come back and make sure nobody kind of. I want to be discreet about it.
Does Pass Without Trace have any components that are verbal or somatic?
It does. It is a full VSM.
So that would be very full view.
Yeah, so if I keep.
Whereas I would say
Casually-
wild shaping would be a lot more discreet.
I was going to do both.
Oh, okay.
Pass with that. Yeah, I want the stealth boost even when I'm a little spider.
I would say even before getting into the hallway, like as you start to wander through, I'm just gonna need a stealth check
Okay.
because you're wandering strange areas.
Uh oh.
The patron of the bar would call, "Hey, where are you going? Food is almost coming."
I was just looking for the little mushrooms room.
It's on the grill.
Oh no.
What? No. Never mind. All right.
The rooms
I'm
come
not
with a
even going.
bucket.
Can I go see my room really quick? Where is it?
As he's starting to like kind of plate up these kind of skewers of meat. Just kind of
Just point me in the right direction.
wipes his hands on his apron. I don't want you wandering halls by yourself. I will show you the room. It is down this way.
Oh, it's going the right way?
Yes, good of you to see.
Okie doke.
And he kind of rolls through some keys.
Right
Yes,
here.
right here will be one of your rooms. As
But
he
All right.
like
opens
kind of made a
and
big deal out of nothing.
unlocks it. Yeah, essentially.
All right. Thank you very much. I've got it from here.
Notably, he does not give you the key. Yes, your food will be at the table waiting for you. As he'll quickly leave you be because he doesn't want to go burning the meats. And he starts plating.
All right. Now that I have my little extra privacy, I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace
Okay.
and transform into the wee little spider.
A weasel spider.
A wee
Wee
little
little.
spider.
That's fair. Fair enough. It's easy enough to do. Transforming into a wee little spider. The rest of you, he would bring out plates of sizzling hot fish and looks to be some sort of beef. As well as a tray of ales for the group. Alright, this is the fish. This is your broth. I special made it myself. Long time testing. Good reviews.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name earlier.
My name. I did not give it earlier. I did not ask yours either.
Do you have something that we could call you in case we needed you, or do we just flag you down?
Oh, you can call me Goldborn. How about that?
Goldborn?
Goldborn.
Lauren, okay.
Goldborn.
I feel like you're changing it each time you say it. Got it.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It goes back to cooking some meat. This fungi is now a wee little spider.
Okay, I'm going to keep using my token.
Yeah, you can just keep it. That's fine. Use your
Yeah.
imagination.
How would you describe the ceiling?
Short. Maybe about 9 feet tall. There would be kind of a ventilation in the center of the space, though.
All right. Well, let's just say I'm discreetly crawling along the top of the ceiling,
Okay.
hanging over now, making my way across, and hanging over, trying to listen in on this group first.
All right. Give me a stealth check. Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on.
Plus
wait,
10.
let me at least subtract one because I should have rolled the stealth for the spider, and he's only +4 while I'm +5.
Okay.
I mean,
So it's still
I
plus
mean-
10 from Pass Without Trace. 33. Amazing.
Yeah.
As you're sneaking in, give me a perception check to listen in on their conversation as they are talking in hushed tones. Drow seems to be sipping on a wine of some sort. 13. Not bad, especially with close proximity. You would overhear the Drow saying, well, thank you for suggesting this place. I'll be sure to take in the surroundings. All sorts of folk in here. And to let my matron know about this. Interesting developments. Thank you to you and yours. As he'll slide, looks to be a small pouch, probably filled with coins, across the table. Dwergar will reply back. Of course, we would like our alliance to continue with your house. Should it be. Wouldn't want anything to mess that up. Right. Well, the lodgings look wonderful as well. They done something different here. Well, I do not know. You'd have to ask the patron. He has been a little happier lately. I think he is making more money, so it is good. There's a little taste of home almost. He kind of breathes in a little bit. Dwergar just kind of like picks up the coin purse and kind of shoves off the stool. Right, I will be in touch. As the Dwergar does make his leave.
And with that, I'll crawl over to the next table.
You give me another stealth check.
So I'm gonna roll the right one.
And another perception. You didn't even need Pass Without Trace.
no.
Doesn't hurt. I'm very squishable right now.
13, even easier to hear these two, as they are. It would seem the cloaked figure is not talking in such hushed tones. You would notice a little bit of blood in his beard. Maybe it's wine, unsure. He has this look in his face, as it seems they are actually in the middle of playing a game. Some sort of dice. As the other Dwergars. Alright, yes, we'll go again. I'll bet everything. Why not? This is the best chance I have. And the other one will respond. Oh, but, you know, if you want to meet them, it's not a big deal. I can make introduction. They would not mind. I know I wouldn't. The more the merrier, they say. After all, don't you want to be their friend? Well, let's just keep it at this. I don't... Get into the Australian there. I don't want to, just spend my coin, and, we'll end it there. I don't have to meet them. It's not a big deal. I haven't... But don't you want to meet them? They are... it would be your loss. the best connection in all of Gracklestug. No, just roll the dice. Tell you what. I lose this round, I'll go meet them. No worries. But I have a feeling I'm going to win. As they both kind of down a little bit of a drink. And the non-cloaked Dwergar starts to roll the dice.
While he's can I take extra notice to see if I think he's cheating or not?
Give me a perception check.
Oh.
You. Hard to tell. You don't notice anything unusual go on. But see, as the dice kind of land, you would see the robed Dwergar smile. And the other one kind of shrugs a little bit. Well, the robed one. It would seem a chance meeting indeed will happen for you tonight. We will love it, I promise. Go tidy up and I will introduce. As the other Dwergar, like, alright, how tidy do I need to be? Like, put on my uniform? Oh, nothing like that. Just comb your beard a little. Maybe put some grease in it. Maybe a little perfume. They like that. Alright, fine. We'll be back in about an hour. As the other one kind of gets up and starts making his way to another hallway. While the cloaked Dwergar just kind of sits there smiling, rolling the dice.
That'll move over to the other table with these three guys.
I would say these guys actually aren't that interesting. They're mostly talking about like some business venture that they had in the market today about selling some gems and about how their friend got ripped off, but they turned a profit.
All right. Scan around. Does it seem like any of the other people are talking interesting stuff at all, or worthwhile to eavesdrop on any of these other guys?
I would say this individual looks like he's wearing particularly dark clothing, while a couple of these guys do appear to have heavier armor, and you could see those two, each of them have like a lance. You saw them earlier, kind of almost like fire-breathing lances, leaned up against the bar.
Is that guy a platypus?
It always looks like it, no, but it's not. It's the backside of his head. Side view.
Whoa. Would have been cooler if it was a platypus.
It would be, but
It would have been.
I've always thought that about that token as well. I mean, then this guy, similar.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah.
That's the token.
That's what
yeah.
I thought you were going for.
He's got the beard, the little
All
swoop
right.
of the beard.
But no platypus here.
All right.
All right. I'll just keep casually walking across around the exterior just to see if anybody says anything else of interest.
Let's say give me an insight check. With 17. I will say the dark dressed individual does seem a little dodgy. Like his eyes kind of don't linger in one place for very long, but he is Uh, he looks worried almost. It's Goldborn's lair.
He's not speaking anymore. He just looks worried.
Give me a perception check to see what you hear. Let's see, they are talking in very hushed tones, as well as the crackling fire. But you hear every word. Let them know the job is done. The merchant went down no problem. He will not be troubling you with any more stones. I did notice a group of people. I think that's them over there. They went and looked at them afterwards. I don't know what that was about. I thought they got arrested by the stone guard. I could have been wrong, though. They had a little mushroom with them. I don't see him now. That one stuck out like a sore thumb. Oh, the tall yellow guy, though. I remember that. It's definitely them. The other one seems to be kind of like just nodding along. But they won't be a problem. They did not see my face.
All right, with that little bit, I'm going to quickly scamper back to the room to end my wild shape,
Okay.
and then walk back to the group.
Meanwhile, he's probably gone for like 30 minutes or something. As you guys are eating, the food is very well seasoned. It has this almost like kind of creamy mushroomness to the beef, and the fish is almost like kind of spicy. It almost tastes like kind of like lemon. It's not lemon. You're not getting lemons here, but it almost tastes like that. That kind of tang to it. The ale's nothing to write home about, though. But if there's anything you guys would like to do or discuss while Fungi is away for some time.
Do we have our food?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
brought
you
you
just
brought your
need to keep
food
going.
as soon as Fungi was away.
I mean, I haven't eaten food in a while, so I'm chowing down.
It's
Yeah,
it's
for
some of
them.
the best food you might have ever had. It's probably like you didn't think that Dwergar food could ever be this good.
It's that gourmet shit.
It is. It's just a hunk of meat or a hunk of fish, but it is very succulent and flavorful.
Yeah, didn't we last time when we were shopping? Wasn't Dusk asking for like spices, and they would be hard to find down here?
Yep.
Because he bought them all.
Yeah, Dusk, maybe you talk to
'Cause he
this guy.
imported all
Maybe
of
he
them.
can,
You were
Smell
asking
some.
about it, and notably, Dwergar don't season their food.
This is a weird.
I mean, if this place is meant for mostly outsiders, it makes sense that he's seasoning it.
Yeah, fair. Dusk, he might have some that he'd be willing to part with. Since I know you're looking for
Perhaps.
something.
It'd be good to be able to make flavorful food on the trip on the trails.
Perhaps. This place does seem to break all the rules.
Yeah.
We should keep that in mind. I assume that the music we're hearing is for the optional entertainment.
So how does a place like this operate so closely to the Stone's Guard?
That's the
And-
best place to be.
And to your
Right
point,
by
break
your
all
enemy.
the rules. Well, I mean, surely the Stone's Guard knows this place exists and knows what they're up to. So, is he paying the Stone's Guard? Do they have some sort of arrangement worked out? It just all seems very fishy as Weller takes a bite of his fish.
Does. So, something we'd have to see, but if we ask, it's gonna be really putting us on the radar, and we're better to stay low.
Well, yeah, we don't want to figuratively shit where we eat, so I don't know if I'd go about pissing this guy off, considering that we have rooms here. But just something to keep in mind.
Why would you ever shit where you eat?
You wouldn't. That's the point.
And I would say you guys would see people coming in and out, going into various hallways as well. A lot of people aren't coming here just for the restaurant, it would seem.
So, I mean, is it a pretty steady stream? I mean, are there?
I don't know if I would say pretty steady. I would say like one person comes in every like 20 or so minutes.
Well, and to Caspis, to your point, if this place is a place for outsiders and expatriates, seems to be an awfully large amount of Dwergar in here.
It is mostly Dwergar coming in and out.
So,
I mean, we've been told that there's a lot of outsiders coming here. That's what I'm saying.
no, I know. I'm just saying it's even more curious that it seems to be mostly Dwergar in here. Has Fun Guy rejoined the? I see.
I would say at this
He's
point, Fun
rejoined
Guy
us.
kind of
Okay.
scampers back to the table.
Guys.
Ish.
That one over there. That's the guy who killed the merchant this morning. He was talking about it. I think that other guy might have paid him off. He recognizes us. He sees us. I think if we can grab him, though, we can give him to the police lady. That's that corruption she's talking about, right?
Proof do we have? As much as I'd like to do that, your voice against a Dwargar isn't gonna hold any power.
Well, I still have that one last. What was it called again? Tug of Madness. I held on to one. Go. We give him this. He confess.
We tried that with the Stones Guard on the boat, though. It almost seems like perhaps they're immune to it, or they've built up an immunity.
They're resistant.
Yeah.
Well, then we follow these guys and figure out why they would have wanted to kill somebody.
What did you learn about the Drow?
Well, they're definitely in some sort of cahoots. They're paying. There's been a payoff. The house and the Drow house and the Dwerger need to be in alignment on something, but they didn't say what.
Did they make any references to us? Did they seem interested at all?
No, it didn't talk about us.
Okay.
Then there were those guys in the corner. They were playing some sort of game. They were talking about some sort of making an introduction, some sort of thing about a best connection and all of Grockelstad. They didn't say what the connection was for or anything like that. There's going to be a meeting tonight.
I'm sorry,
Gotta
you
get
said
all
they were
dressed
playing
up.
Connect 4?
That's exactly what they were playing, but with dice.
That was
Hell yeah.
It looked like a lot of fun. I want to learn how to play.
Liar's dice?
What?
I think he said liar's dice.
I mean, I know a few other games that we could play, but the chances are not really high. At least not for you.
That's everything that I heard. Everything else was kind of boring.
good reconnaissance, my little mushroom friend. At least it seems perhaps that drow isn't the one that's searching for us.
No, but they probably do have something of their own sneakiness going on.
Yeah.
Why should they be paying, making handoffs? What are they in alignment with? Are drow and Dwerg usually also friendly like this?
We're not usually friendly with anyone, not even amongst ourselves. So if there was any kind of arrangement to be had, it certainly favors the drow, I can assure you that.
Turvio kind of like, did the gnomes say where they were from? They're from Blangenstone.
Actually, I didn't get my notepad open in time to see if I wrote that down or not.
They were just discussing a sale. They didn't talk about where they were from.
Okay. All right. No, I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
Did you hear anything about what houses they were?
Nothing about which house it was.
Right. Guess we should finish our meal, drink our ale, and go to the cavern. Unless anyone objects.
I don't know. You don't want to follow up on any of these leads?
That's what we're doing.
Well, I think Fun Guy specifically asked it about the murderer that's within our midst.
Well, what do you want us to do with the murder? Like I said, our voice. Well, Fun Guy's voice is probably not going to be that strong.
Well,
against-
I don't know about that. I mean, she said she wants to find corruption. She thinks that we're a good source for that.
Yes. But
was it just general corruption, or she said corruption that related
It was
to
such
the
a loose
Council of
definition.
Savants?
Yeah, I think a guy admitting to murder for seems like money is probably a good thing to report.
yes.
Well, it does. It just, she's kind of specified, because I think we asked a follow-up question that she was looking for corruption that led back to the Darrow's Council of Savants. Not saying that this doesn't, but I don't know if we were just looking for general corruption, like hire for murder, or if
We'd have-
perhaps this
She
trails
mentioned
back.
another group too.
No, she didn't, because it's not in my notes, and I take impeccable notes.
She didn't have a name for him though. But yeah. She said Droki was probably working for the council.
She made reference to a group of sneaky Dwergar, and this guy
Yes.
fits the bill. So let's, you know what? I've changed my mind.
I mean, we could follow him, but we're not the most
Yeah.
He's already-
looking group.
He's already got eyes on us.
I mean, he probably got eyes on us, and then we gotta look at us, one guy. We stick out like. We stick out so much. We don't blend in. Even the
So we
drow back
can't-
there is probably not blending at all.
So we can't follow him.
We can't.
We don't think we could take him to confess. What if we get him and we just get him to tell us any of his plans? With the, we think that maybe the mushroom won't work well.
No.
Well,
Try to keep that mushroom in your bag,
Yeah.
and it's probably not gonna work against one of them.
just an idea. Oh man, I don't know. It's so hard for me. I slip back into Rafferin sometimes. I like to be the rogue. Not that I'm particularly interested in this route, but if we want to follow up with this guy, we could always confront him and let him know we know what he's done, and that in the
Ow.
future, if he needs assistance, that we might be looking for work,
Or we might be looking at, or maybe not look at the guy who did the murder. Maybe we follow up on the other guy because that's who he seems like he was giving the message to. So maybe we go follow the guy who maybe hired him to kill that guy.
No, not to kill him, to talk to him.
Oh no, no, we're not going to kill him, but we don't follow the guy who did the murder. We follow the guy who maybe hired him to do the murder. Why did he have him do it?
That's one way of doing it.
Or we might just be wasting time and we need to go speak to the stone giants. I mean, ultimately, is our goal to be detectives of the Underdark? I thought you all wanted to leave. I
do,
told you
that's why-
before. It's not going to happen. You're not getting out of here. And here's just another example of our fortune being told for us. You get distracted. There's many distractions in the Underdark.
I don't want to start on a goose chase, so that's why I was saying the guy is stone giant, but
Sure.
I'm not the only one in this group.
Turvey will also kind of pipe up. Oh, don't forget, most of these blokes, they can go invisible and stuff. I don't know if we can track invisible folks.
You
Oh,
got a
that's true.
I
point,
can
Turvey.
if I roll well, which I haven't done historically.
You got a point there, Turvey. So, like I said, let's just finish our meal and head to the cavern. And no one objects.
Nope.
So we got the rooms. But how did we get in the rooms? He didn't give us any keys, did he?
I guess right now one's kind of still locked. I didn't bother to try and lock it again. We didn't put anything in there. So one's open.
If he doesn't give us any keys, I'd rather keep all our stuff on ourselves and put it in the bag if it's too much to carry.
All right, we ready to roll?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Let's
Yep.
go.
Does any of that count as a short rest?
I would say everyone except for Fungi can get a short rest in. He was doing a bunch of scouting most of the time.
I get the one spell set back.
I'm gonna have to make sure if we get into any combat to really hang off to the back because now I am out of wild shapes and less out of any temp HP.
Yeah, not to, and it may not matter, not to rehash the shopping montage we had in the Discord earlier. Did we pick up any potions of healing? Did anybody want any of those? I don't know where we landed with that. I know I've got one, and I know that we have healing abilities, but I don't know if anybody wants anything in reserve.
I can.
I got one, and I still am sitting on that potion of greater healing that we somehow never used.
So yeah, we got 3, and I can't fully heal, but I can at least stabilize someone. So
Okay, all right. Just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure before we set off.
Need be, I can always just healing word myself if I'm in bad shape, but I'll just stand to try and keep back and chill
Yeah,
touch
man.
things if need be.
But your last character got turned to stone, and he wasn't really useful after that. So I'm just trying to look out for you.
yeah, well, we'll keep you in the back.
All right.
Right.
Let's move.
Let's go.
Finishing your well-seasoned meats and finishing your ales, heading out of Goldborn's lair. The bartender does give you a nod as you kind of get up, like almost like he knows that he hasn't shown you your rooms, but you know, there's kind of like understanding there where he'll show them to you later. you know, like you checked in, but you didn't check in. You did the first process of a hotel. But leaving out of Goldborn's Lair, the music that you barely heard anyways quickly fades away to the streets of the Dark Lake District.
Oh, yes.
But heading out into the streets of the Blade Bazaar, you guys are going to the gates, where you can see one of them is thoroughly smashed open.
I guess that's where our
And you can see some
Stone Giant.
people like in the middle of like clearing debris, and like they've got a whole teams on repairing it.
guess that's where Stone Giants came through.
That is where the Stone Giants came through.
Can you ping that spot on the map again, please?
You think it was this one?
Okay.
Yeah, that would be the one that they broke. Actually, they probably broke through on this one. But there's other gates that you can see a couple of stone guards standing watch at.
Let's go to one of those that are not broken, so that we can pass it quickly.
All right. As you approach the gate, this massive, maybe 20-foot tall stone and steel gate. It looks to be mechanisms along the side of it with levers and pulleys, gears. The two stone guard, kind of like one of them approaches. This isn't for no trespassing for strangers outside of the Dark Lake.
Gasmus would reach into his pocket under his cloak and just flash the very, very stealthily flash the little badge that we're given.
Oh, God, you had me nervous for a second. I was like, you're just going to flash this guy?
Gives a kind of confused glance. As you can see, he's got one pinned on him that doesn't look quite as glamorous. Seems to be kind of duller and just less and smaller, less ornate. I won't ask how you got it. Fine. Open the gate. As the turning of gears and the sound of that, like, the mechanism spinning, the gate slowly kind of, stone and steel grinding. It opens up just enough to let you pass.
Let's go.
And the sounds of the Blade Bazaar are pretty much vanished as soon as the gate closes behind you after you pass through. Seeing forges at work in here, as well as Dweregar just kind of not going about their business like they were in the Dark Lake District. Less hurried and less business-like.
Gasmus would, because they didn't know where it is, would try to ask someone where the King Gorm cabin is.
You would even see a couple of children look to be kind of practicing stabbing a dummy with little wooden or steel unsharpened blades. But yeah, you ask someone stopping. Yeah, stopping an older gentleman. What is it? What do you want?
You know what the King Gorm cavern is?
What do you want with the giants? It's across the furrow and to the west. Actually, I could be wrong. To the east?
No.
North? Yes.
West.
No, it's east. Everything's upside down here.
Oh, okay.
Yes, across the furrow and to the east.
All right, appreciate it.
You'll notice a lack of smell. It just smells like rocks.
Good to know. That's a bit easy way to figure it out. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Hopefully they don't crush you. He gives a little smile and
Yeah,
walks away.
Jasper's gonna smile. It's gonna smile back, just because he knows that they're not. All right, let's go.
All right, heading south, you would come to the great chasm that is Laudiger's Furrow. You can see many small cave entrances along the side of this, like maybe 80 foot tall drop. I was gonna say 80-foot fall, 80-foot tall drop to the bottom. But you would also see small pathways, almost like they along the Grand Canyon kind of thing, where they would little pathways kind of zigzagging up and down. But also many bridges across, and you could see in this point, it's not as well lit along the bridges, just dim kind of blue, almost fairy fire lights. But on either side, down the caverns, you would see massive gates stretching all the way to the ceiling of the massive cavern on either side, to your left and to your right. Someone roll me a d20. Eight.
Why does the way you say everything seem so foreboding?
Thank you. So it's not just me, right?
No, it's not just you.
I'm the only one that ever says anything. You guys are all like, "Oh yes, yes,
Boy,
yes."
wait a second.
This is how
This is
it's supposed to
But
be.
me, would you
No, it's
Sure,
not
rather,
supposed to
frightening.
be.
It's not
Would you-
reassuring at all.
would you
When it
rather
comes to
roll?
you,
And he
Weller.
goes, "Damn."
Yeah,
When
Uh,
it comes to you,
it's like an
Weller,
8, and then he just sucks his teeth. He's like, an
Yeah.
8?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
no, as you start to make your way through, you would see the heart of many of these forges burning, some of them growing dimmer. And everything would kind of get a little bit quiet as you would hear pounding of something massive, as looking from where the sound is coming, you would hear roaring flames in the moment as a forge is kind of relit by a massive and very overweight giant red dragon. Biggest thing you've ever seen, barely able to fit through the streets here, yet somehow he does. It is what you've heard about. Thembershad. The massive dragon relighting the forges and being kind of led and backed up by a few of these other Dwergar who are have those pikes as well. But just this presence, almost quaking, of the ground. You can see dust and rock kind of, some of it fall from the ceiling, some of it fall from these large columns reaching to the sky. It's easily the biggest living thing any of you have ever seen.
Rincewind will definitely pull his cloak up over his head a little bit.
Are you guys attempting to hide from this?
I'm not attempting to hide, but I'm not attempting to make my presence known to it either.
Okay.
I probably would.
Yeah, I don't want anything to
Norwich.
do with him.
Yeah, I'll probably just continue on our way. I mean, unless it comes really close and we
gotta get out of its way, but otherwise probably just continue our way.
Fair enough. As you kind of, you don't avert your direction, but you continue on the path. A voice would call out, "Wait! You!" And you can see the dragon is looking at you all. A pair of the other Dwergar, heavy armored, and those lances kind of look up at the dragon and then walk towards you all. Probably about 100 or so feet away, so it takes a moment for these Dwergar. As the dragon kind of just looks at a distance as it kind of sits on its backside, like almost like a dog would sit. But it's quite heavy, so he's kind of like haunched there. Do you all wait?
Is he gonna give us another side quest? I mean, yeah.
Okay.
What am I? We're not gonna run from this guy, right? If he's called us out specifically and said you wait
Yep.
and
Yeah.
we run, I mean, we're gonna be fucking shish kebab.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of like that mid-step freeze.
Yeah, 1000%.
All right. After a moment, the pair of Dwergar arrive at your location in the street.
Slowly turn around.
Yes, wait there. You seem kind of out of breath. It would seem you have caught the attention of the keepers of the flame. With the giants earlier, yes?
Second?
Yes.
The giants.
I mean, we did help them, yes.
Yes. The stone guard gave you no guff in that encounter, it seemed.
Yes.
The wormsmith would like to have an audience with you.
We'd be honored.
However, he kind of leans in close. I have a separate bonus for your people.
Oh God, 2 side quests.
I am Gartokar. I would like you to let me know what he says to you. There would be a reward in it for you, of course.
What type of reward?
Monetary, of course.
So
That
you
is
want us
all.
to listen to what the wormsmith has to say to us, and
Yes.
then tell you what is said, and then you give us money.
Yes, it is simple as that. He would like you to arrive at his lair on the northernmost part of the cavern here in due time before the end of day. Do not make us come looking for you. This is not at your leisure. This is not an ask. This is a requirement.
Right.
Is he gonna
Well,
kill us?
You would be so lucky if you do not come to see him in his home. We will be the ones to come kill you. and we are many. We don't want to go against the dragon or his flame keepers.
Listen, man, it was just a question.
Yeah,
I
Gasmus
don't
would just
need the
Gasmus would
extra-
just nudge Weller with his elbow. We're gonna go see him as soon as we can
Yeah, we
Of course.
by the end of the day.
That's what I said the first time, right? Yeah, we'd be honored.
Of course. That will be all. On your way now. We'll be done with you. For now.
Should we get directions? I mean, if we don't want to be late, where do we go?
It is the far northernmost area of the cavern. You won't miss it. Just look out for the smell of gold. And probably the heat. It is the hottest part.
Smell of gold. No offense, but I have no idea. I've never smelt gold.
Weller would elbow Casmus back and say, "We will find it. We'll be there."
Good. Do not make me come look for you.
Yeah, you made that clear. We got it.
And he kind of gives a look back to the dragon, who's just kind of reared back, watching from afar. And he looks like he gives a nod to the dragon. Dragon kind of rolls itself back up. Looks like it continues the rounds, lighting furnaces throughout the place. The footsteps quake as it leaves your area.
One guy's just looking at him in awe the whole time, kind of like how a 5-year-old first sees a morbidly obese person at Walmart on a scooter.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
Man, if they could make a scooter for him, he would love it. He would love it.
So do we go talk to that wormsmith, or do we still go talk to the giants?
Where are we at daylight wise, or not daylight, but part of
You
the
guys
day?
just had lunch. It's been like maybe 30 minutes since then.
Well, it looks like the dragon's walking around doing his job at the moment anyway, so we'll probably go to his house, wait, go
So,
see the
Go
giants.
see the
and
stone
then we'll go
speaker.
see-
Yeah.
Let's
But
go
if
to
the stone
giants then.
speaker's like, hey, I've got this job that I need you all to do, and it has to be done lickety split. We gotta kind of let them know we have prior commitments.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we've helped them. I'm pretty sure he would understand.
Yeah.
All right, let's head back
All
up.
right.
Let's head back up there.
All right. Making
Just
your way
imagining
just a few
all
blocks.
these NPCs with like little
Exclamation marks,
points above their
yeah.
head. I'm just checking them off the list. All right, got all the side quests.
None of them have question marks yet.
Yeah.
But making your way across a couple of blocks away, not very far, you would see a massive and ornate kind of archway. No door to it. But you would see a couple of massive boulders on either side of it. This looks like a long and well-lit tunnel with larger sconces as it goes on for several hundred feet. You can see almost reliefs of large giants of past kind of impressed into the walls in here. It's kind of almost inviting. You could see different kind of rune works written into them. If any of you speak giant, does anyone speak
I
giant?
think so.
All right. But old giant runes kind of written into the sides of the cavern and the ceiling. And coming to a space a couple hundred feet in, you can see several 20 feet tall giants carving into the walls here. All of them at work. In the center of the space, you can see the one two-headed giant laid out as an older, more gaunt giant kind of leans over him. looks like a pair of giants are standing guard. They just kind of nod to you and gesture towards the center of the space where the older, more gaunt giant is. He stands up as he sees you kind of entering into this massive cavern. The ceilings are just as tall as they were outside. Everyone seems to be kind of just carving stone. As he stands kind of solemnly with kind of like this dull gray, ragged robe.
Do we see the giant that we met that wasn't mad at the time?
Looks like he's working. Yeah, I would say you would see him. He looks like he's working on some stone. He would acknowledge you're present, but not kind of come running to say hey to you.
Hard to get, huh? Okay.
Yep.
Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome to Cairngorm. What a surprise. You are a curiosity. And that leaves me curious.
Go on.
Surely you have felt it, as my brethren has. Something evil stirs in the Underdark. The rock itself cries in pain and horror. The madness creeps from its blackest depths.
Yeah.
I hope you pay heed to the surroundings and the signs all around. A cave with two faces, rock devoured, land overgrown. The pebbles believe itself flesh. The earth rejecting its wards. The tunnels shake in fury. By these portents, we shall all know of evil's presence and of evil's face. This is what the stones have told me. He just kind of looks out, kind of around the stonework.
So, it's not typically this awful.
No,
This is just a special kind of awful lately.
it has, as I said, the stones have spoken. There was something amidst, something wrong.
But are the Dwargar usually that don't know, it's cold and arrogant?
The deep dwarves are as the deep dwarves have always been. We have an unsteady alliance with their king. This is not unusual. It is the stones themselves. The caves. The light. The darkness. The faces. The thoughts.
Well, we have, I guess, noticed some two-headed things going on around here. Do you have any idea what's causing this?
I do not. And that is what troubles me.
I mean, we've seen
Well,
I
yeah.
fear for all
Amen.
down here, not just my people. Feel for life. Feel for the rock.
What if we were to tell you that we saw an enormous, enormous two-headed being devour a Kuatoa village and
This would not
drive
surprise me.
some of us mad?
Yeah.
Madness, yes,
Oh, yeah.
madness. Madness, and then he kind of
And,
like leans down and puts his hand to the ground. And you feel it.
well,
It's everywhere.
not anymore.
It is pervading the very essence.
I mean,
So, is there any way we can help? Is there anything?
While this conversation is happening, Dusk is going to very carefully and methodically observe the surrounding area, looking for minute signs of invisible observers.
Give me a perception check.
Never mind.
There is no sign of anything invisible in this cave. Not at this moment. How can you help? How...
I mean, you wanted to talk to us, or I think that's what one of your thing said that you might want to talk to us about, since we saved one of you.
I wanted to thank you personally. And you have it. Help. If you can absolve these dark caves of the sins they are yet to commit, that would be a help.
I should like to do that. I don't think I've got the power to do so.
No. That was... There is something. Multiple somethings. Crawling. Craving to get out. Or get in. I am unsure. The stones have not told me all. Some have gone quiet.
Is that troubling?
Of course it is. How would you feel if one of your friends simply stopped talking to you? They're still there, silent.
It's happened more times than I wish to recall.
And then he kind of gestures to the unconscious and kind of braced down stone giant with two heads in the center of the room. Or if one of your own is consumed by it, whatever this is.
Yeah, surprisingly not unlike something we've come across as well. I mean, we're speaking the same language. The two things that I'd like to know, as you wax poetically about the situation down here, what can we do to help? And in return, how do we escape from here? My friends seem to believe they can leave the Underdark.
Escape. You are
Yes.
far from the surface. The
Yes.
stones are many miles deep. I do know of a small settlement which has come under attack multiple times by your people. Blingenstone. It is one of the closer settlements to the surface that you will find. Unless you wish to travel. Here's something I don't get. Days. How do you count days down here? It always throws me off whenever I have to say it. Unless you wish to
Whoa, Stone Giant!
Right.
Really changed the way you were talking all of a sudden.
unless you wish to travel for months. I would think Blingenstone would be your best bet. As for leaving the city, cannot grant you that. Only the king and the dragon could.
Speaking of the dragon, we have been requested to have counsel with the Wormsmith. We ran into him on the way here. Is there anything that you might share with us? Anything that we might need to know before we go before him?
Have caution. Do not speak about meeting with us. The worm wants to eat us all, and it probably could. Agree to whatever it asks you. I would not recommend lying either. This is... I believe the dragon has jaded eyes. Kept there as a service. I almost feel bad for it.
Any specific way we should address him?
However, he would like to be addressed. I know he has many monikers. The Wormsmith. The Foundry's Heart. Father of Flame. Ever burning. He is Themberchild. Prisoner of Gracklestug. Do not call him as such, though.
Right.
So, just out of curiosity, how does a red dragon find its way miles beneath the surface?
How do you find yourself miles beneath the surface?
Well,
The tunnels go everywhere.
that's top secret.
That
Go
would
ahead.
be a question for the Keepers of the Flame.
Huh. You
guess
said
might be-
prisoner, but you said not to mention prisoner. Could you elaborate?
He also said not to say that we met with him, but also not to lie.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we don't have to mention that we were here.
But if they saw us go in the cavern, we're fucked.
Eh,
I'm just saying, keep it in mind.
Without Themberchild, the furnaces that the Dwergar loves so much would not be as lit as they are. The steel that they make and they crave and they dig from the stone would not be forged in the way it is.
so, what exactly is your relationship with the king? I mean, do you have a mutually beneficial thing going on here where you each help each other out, or do you just tolerate each other?
This is our sacred home. It is.
Tolerate it is.
Tolerated, yes. We were here first. The stories are older than the stone itself. But they could tell you more than I ever could.
Okay. Um, what do you think? Do you think that there was something that maybe triggered these two stone giants to develop madness?
Stone itself. Whisperings. I do not know what the Dwergar bring. They are well-traveled. Traders from all over the Underdark. Probably bought poison or some such seeping into the stone. Rituals of darkness. I know not. I just know what it has wrought.
Like
You know
the
anything
giant
about the West Clef? What we'd find there?
The Darrow. You will find Darrow. Another uneasy alliance. I wouldn't even call it as such. They have rebelled several times, all ending in failure. They are mad. Perhaps they understand the stones now, now that they aren't speaking as they should.
And you wouldn't happen to have heard about a Darrow named Droki?
I have no dealings with them. As I said, they are all mad.
Yeah, that's what we've been told.
Any dealings I would have would end in confusion for both of us. I am not one for confusion.
No, she's not good. Right. So, guess we have another person to meet.
I will not
appreciate
keep
doing
you.
Everything.
Before you go, Hagram, or well, actually, he's Hagram. Dorun, which is the one you met earlier, who seemed to be kind of polishing something. Bring it. As he strides over, carrying something in a large cloth. Give it to them. And unfurling this cloth, this other stone giant, Dorun, bending down, shows you a long polished crystal, the length of a human forearm. This is a token of gratitude. Perhaps it will be helpful to you. Perhaps you will be able to speak to those that can't.
Espus would take it and nod.
It's as big as your arm.
Yeah, you put it in the bag of holding.
I hope this helps you. I hope you do not go mad as the stones have.
Again.
What exactly is that going to do for us? Are we able to talk to stones now?
Are you asking him?
Yeah. That's my Weller voice. You don't recognize my Weller voice? Come on, man.
He's quiet. I
Been
didn't
doing
know
this
if
for-
I didn't know if you were asking her. I mean, it did
No,
sound
no, I
that.
know
That's
it's
why I
fair.
asked.
I'm teasing.
It might help you. As I said, the stones speak to me. Those that can still. I envision this could be useful to you. Keep it with you. This came from the great library of Graven Hollow. Use it when you can. And use it if you must. It is yours to do with what you want.
Understood. Thank you.
And he gives like kind of a half bow, as does the other giant who brought this to you.
You said that the giant that we fought, he motioned to him earlier, right? Like is he there?
He's the one who brought the one that you fought with the two heads. Yeah, he's laying in the ground in the middle of the cave, kind of strapped on like large stones, keeping him strapped down.
Okay. So Weller will inquire after he bows, kind of nod his head in regards to the giant that's strapped down. Say, will he recover?
The stones haven't said yet. We will do what we can. Perhaps the earth will do more.
Weller will just kind of nod sympathetically. And that'll be it.
He kind of will, without saying goodbye, just kind of steps away from the conversation and goes back to watching over the two-headed giant.
Weller goes, yes? All right, we should get going.
Yeah, we got a
Don't
Board
want to
meeting
keep
to
the
attend,
prisoner
it
of
seems.
Gracklestug waiting.
Leaving. Fungi's gonna put his head literally against the stone walls. Oh. That guy's weird. I don't hear a damn thing.
Yeah, keep trying, buddy.
Give me a perception check.
Oh shit. Maybe you don't need to keep trying.
Nat 20. Look at that. Oh, close enough.
Nah, it's just quiet stone. It's rock.
Rolls a nat 1, and it sounds like rock with a faint "fuck you."
Yeah.
All right. Fun guy, let's go.
As you leave Cairngorm Cavern, leaving the sacred hall of the stone giants, back into the southern district. That'll be a good spot for us to take a little 5-10 minute break. A little later than normal, but wanted to get the stone giant stuff there. But yeah, we'll take our little break there and pick up at about 5 after. So stay tuned, folks. We'll
Okay.
be back. Well, alrighty, folks. We are back into it. And last we left off, our players had just had a meeting with the stone speaker in Cairngorm Cavern, this stone giant, giving you some odd advice and also gifting you with a long crystal he called a stone speaker crystal. Said to keep it with you, hoping it would be of use to you. But that's where we're going to pick up. You guys have just left the Cairngorm Cavern back into the southern district of Gracklestug. Where are you headed?
Guess to our important meeting. And we were basically forced to go.
Yeah,
Let's see a dragon.
we should probably get that over with.
Go see a dragon about a thing.
Yeah.
Fair enough. No one really stopping you down here, because there are many Dwergar about, but all of them tending to their flames and their furnaces and smelting and all sorts of metal work going on here. But heading to the opposite kind of catty corner, you would arrive to see several heavy armor-clad Dwergar, several of them with those similar kind of pikes or lances. One you would recognize, who you spoke to previously, at the entrance to a large cave with kind of, so you would see some holes in the wall where you would assume like their barracks or whatever are. But kind of at the entrance to the space where a massive gate once was, but now just kind of a semblance of an archway. You can tell it's been bumped into and smashed several times over. But you would recognize Gartokar. Gives you a nod. You are here for the meeting with Themberchild, yes.
Yes.
Good of you to come.
Yeah.
Oh. Come. We will, do not touch anything. I shouldn't have to tell you. Kind of just gives you all a look. Strangers, very strange. But
That's gonna be behind Fun Guy, making sure that he doesn't touch anything.
fair enough. It would almost kind of form a train as several of these other kind of like almost priestly individuals, not wearing armor, but still kind of like this steel kind of embellished robes, start to follow you in, with Gartokar kind of leading the way to a massive chamber filled with fire and light. But as you head into the chamber, kind of almost like a building, but more of a chamber. All carved from the same stone. But just outside of the cave entrance here, the ground trembles slightly once more. As the thunderous voice echoes out. Gartokar! Am I having surfacers for dinner or not? As you can see in the distance, scales like cool lava, bright yellow eyes glowing in the shadows before coming into the light as you can hear coins flitting about. Breathes its fire all around the cave, igniting any torch that wasn't previously lit. Massive body obviously is very overweight. indicating eating habits that don't bode too well. The foreigners, as he kind of bends down and gives a great bow, meet the father of flame, the ever-burning, and the foundry's heart, Thembershoud, the wormsmith of Gracklestug. Yes, I am the wormsmith. Tremble beneath me. How do you all react?
I mean, Rincewind will bow.
Yeah, I'll give lackadaisically, kind of bow.
Yeah.
Yeah, follow suit.
I'll wear my spet.
I'm gonna do it, but Fungi's still gonna have a very wide-eyed expression up at him. Just amazed at how something's this fat.
Yes.
I'm not saying that.
Gawk at my majesty. It is grand. Garkota, leave us. I wish to enjoy this alone. Of course, great wormsmith. And he kind of like gives a glance towards you all. We will leave your eminence in to allow them to bask in all of your light. As he gives a deep bow and just kind of starts to back away from the chamber. Ha! Kakota. He kind of like plumps down, kneeling. Well, not kneeling, but kind of like almost like a cat that wants to play with you all. And just staring over you all one by one. As you can see a massive mountain of gold behind him. Who are you? Who are you? Do not be afraid to speak in front of me. I will not bite if I do not have to.
Surely you can appreciate our apprehensive nature. My name is Weller of House Baynet. I am a drow of the Underdark.
Yes.
I've heard tales of you. It's an honor to make your acquaintance.
Does it exceed the tales? Or does it do them justice?
It exceeds the tales, surely. As Weller says, kind of raising an eyebrow.
Well, I only have the one. Ha ha ha.
Good one.
Yeah, it's going to take Fungi a second and on him. And he'll chuckle lightly.
As he kind of backs up a little bit, stretches his back out as much as he can. As he kind of waddles over back to the gold pile. And just kind of does like a little flop into it. Go on. Tell me, who are your companions, Weller of House Burnep, Drow of the Underdark?
I will say for a second, Thumberchad's accent turned into the Grinch.
Maybe.
And I liked it. Weller will look towards his compatriots and kind of nod like, all right, let's if we're here, let's fucking do this.
Casmus would go in. Casmus of Baldur's Gate up on the surface.
And what brings Casmus of Baldur's Gate to see me in my city?
A way to get back to surface?
Ha ha ha. The surface is where you are not, and you are nowhere near.
Fun guy, and he's going to nicely wave up to him. And well, I'm just fun guy. I'm from down here too.
Fun guy.
Mm-hmm.
Fun guy.
Yeah, that's me.
That is a name. A name that makes me laugh.
Oh.
You would be my first choice to swallow whole.
Oh, see, I was kind
Oh.
of digging this guy until then.
It would be a fun guy snack.
Yay.
Weller would go, "Oh, I've actually never put that together. Yeah, that is pretty funny."
Are you a Myconid? Fun guy? Are you a servant of those spores?
I don't know what you mean. I'm not a servant. I don't know any Myco kids. What was it?
Gives a big sniff. I smell it. The spores.
My sports?
Hmm. As he starts to look to the others.
Rincewind, quick, this is getting weird.
I'm Rincewind. I'm a child of the Gith. And I am in the Underdark in search of Ithilid activity.
A child. In search of illithids. Well, that is almost as funny as fun guy. You look not like a child.
No?
Perhaps my eyes are not what they once were. You will certainly find illithid activity here. Not in this... Not in my... city. But it is prevalent throughout the caves, or so I am told.
Sounds like prime hunting grounds then.
I have no need to hunt.
No.
They bring me whatever I wish.
Clearly. Weller would just
You have
motion to our group.
no need or no desire.
Brow kind of furrows at the question. Perhaps you are no child, as you have claimed. Knowing the distinction of the two takes wisdom, gumption, cunning.
Oh, please go on.
I could spout all day about how great my majesty is, and my knowledge. But you would grow old, child.
Yeah. Undoubtedly. I mean, someone of your vast, vast, really vast body of work um, and greatness
Some would say mass
would have
of intelligence.
kick him in the shin. Shh, want to roll here. Would have stories that would last for years.
Yes.
What brings us to you tonight?
Introductions first. Know your place, child.
Who'd we get
My
left?
apologies.
Uh,
Motion to Dusk and Turvy.
Turvy will pipe up. I'm, Turvy of House Blankenstone? I just came from these chaps, from Blankenstone. Long roundabout way, though. You are mighty and big. Oh, great. Thimber child. Blankenstone. I have not been there. Do they have a dragon? No, they call him Eminence? Eminence. Huh. You are small. Gnome. Gnomes taste bad. We'll have to season you if the time comes. Turvy would kind of just bow. If that would be your will, please don't. Yes, it might.
Weller would kind of like nonchalantly elbow Turvy. Be like, have some pride, man. Just whispering to him.
He's so big. I don't. He could just smash us. Boy, I am a great warrior of Blankenstone.
There you go.
We traveled the Great Lake and the Spider Path to see you. Huh. Impressive. I do like the taste of spiders. They are a most impressive taste in my mouth. Do you have spiders? No, your grace. You might be the first to eat. As his voice got turvy. Thimberchild looks finally, a little smoke trailing from his nose as he kind of almost like looks like he's waddling into like making himself comfortable into the pile of gold, but also
Wallering.
almost looks like he's about ready to pounce as he looks towards dusk.
Dusk will level a stare at him, and he will say, I am Thunder at dusk. And he'll give a short bow. That's all he's going to say.
You are weather and a time of day. A conundrum.
My people give names based on events and emotion.
Curious. And what brings you before me?
I was brought to the Underdark against my will, and I am seeking a way home.
Huh. You will not find a way home here. However, this brings me to perhaps if you wished free reign to leave my city. You become my agents in Gracklestug. An offer, if you will. You will gain my protection. The best protection. Your first mission. Do what the Keepers of the Flame ask of you, but this is big. The big but. Report to me before you report to them.
Well, Weller would whisper to Weller. Gus would whisper to Weller. Should we tell him what his friend asked us?
Yeah, before Casimus could even finish that thought, Weller would speak up and say, that's interesting, Your Grace. We were told we were tasked with a similar mission following the conclusion of speaking with you by one of yours.
Oh. Which? Was it Gartokar?
The one who brought us here?
Yes. He is sneaky. Very well. Play along. But do not tell him I said to play along. Do as he says. Feign fellowship.
Might, being that we already have an audience with you, might we trouble you with some questions? It seems as if we have been given no shortage of tasks here in Gracklestug, and many seem to be similar. I just wish to discern your interest and investment from others that are similar, if you don't mind.
My interests are my own. What interests you does not interest me, unless it is me. Kind of lets a big yawn. What will you give me if I answer your question?
Wormsmith, I'm afraid we will give you nothing. But we are here and we are willing, and we
Would
are
there
listening.
would there be only gold in the pile? Like weapons and that kind of stuff?
As you look around, you see a few like potion bottles, so many gems. Like you would estimate like like at least 40,000 gold worth of coins here. At least. Not to mention the gems like peridots, garnets, rubies, sapphires, diamonds, a handful of potion bottles. You might see the hilt of a weapon kind of sticking up at one point. Uh, there's plenty in the pile.
Yeah, I suppose we take out the dagger. This could be yours. And
Chill. I don't know if we're gonna bargain with the wormsmith. Go ahead if you want to.
Kind of peeks over at the dagger that Casmus already pulled out. Eyes kind of glisten. A drow blade. I do not have one in my collection. Toss it. Add it to the pile.
and if I do, you'll answer my friend's question.
This is not a negotiation, as his voice just booms throughout the cavern.
All right, I don't need it anyway, so he's gonna toss it in the pile.
Good. Now, as he kind of smiles, big, toothy grin. Your question. Then he starts to kind of like pick through his fingernails.
I'll spin you a yarn if you'd allow me. There will be a question, I promise. Since our time in Gracklestug, we have been approached by many. We have been informed of corruption among the ranks of Gracklestug. We have witnessed corruption of the Underdark ourselves. Beings that have no place down here, as hellish as the landscape may be. These are things that do not belong. I would imagine that an entity, because surely you exceed any other description, an entity such as yourself would have interest in the goings and comings of the Underdark, particularly Gracklestug, which is entrusted, if not in your protection, then at least you have a invested interest in the place, clearly. My question is, what do you know of such corruption? What do you know of such events that have been taking place in the Underdark? Can you share any guidance with us of what might truly be going on down here? You and I both are familiar with this place, along with Fun Guy. Makes me laugh now. Fun Guy. I don't know how I didn't get that before. But anyway, we're familiar with this place, and while it has its challenges, it seems something greater is afoot. Perhaps if you could enlighten us, give us guidance, give us information, it might help us better serve you.
It would sound as though corruption, as you put it, might lie within my own, with Garg Tokar. You did not get the name joke, because you are not as wise as me. I have been busy stoking the fires of my city. I do not hear about what happens outside of it.
But if you have corruption among your ranks, we were only given the ability to travel freely among Gracklestug from a deal that we made with a captain of the Stones Guard who was also concerned about corruption among her ranks.
Stone Guard.
Surely this can't be coincidence alone.
I was not privy to corruption amongst the Stone Guard and whatever they seek out. I was not privy, other than my knowing and great intuition of my own keepers, until you told me.
Oh, I don't believe that. Surely you knew that this was going on. It just wasn't important enough to pique the interest of someone of the stature such as yourself.
Kind of smiles at that.
But any information that you have that might help us help you, obviously, as you can clearly see now, would be beneficial to both parties.
What information are you asking? About corruption. I mostly see the fires of the furnaces dimming, and I must light them. And I see my horde. Give me an insight check. I'll let everyone give me an insight check. Why not? You're all here.
All right.
Purple die, come on.
That didn't work
All right.
for me.
Oh,
Sure.
all right.
Weller,
Rincewind.
Fungi, and Rincewind. You would notice kind of like a twinge of pain as he talks about only seeing the fires in his cave, only seeing the furnaces. Kind of quickly changes the subject. But I am showered in wealth beyond any mortal's thought. I would say also Weller, Fungi, and Rincewood would know. He doesn't know of what corruption you're talking about.
God damn it.
Okay. So, to be clear, you want us to do whatever your servants ask us to do.
But report to me
Great.
first.
So, in the meantime, since we told you that they want us to tell them what we were talking about right now, what do you want us to tell them?
That I asked for you to be my keepers. My eyes throughout the city.
We
And-
agreed to something similar to the Stone's Guard, and she gave us a badge.
Oh,
Do you have
mine is
anything?
much better. Made of
You got-
gold.
Yeah. Okay.
awesome sauce. But still, you don't think that they're not going to be a little bit, I don't know, jealous or put out that you're not asking this task of them,
Yes. They will
and you
be.
want them to openly to know that we're to act as agents for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Is that going to elicit ill
Jealousy.
will and or attacks against us?
No. They would not act against me.
Or agents of you?
Correct.
Gotcha.
The Stone Guard hold reverence to the deep king. A figurehead. The keepers of the flame follow my orders. What is a greater power, king or dragon? I will not sway you from helping the king and his men with their little task. Know that mine is more important.
Okay. Um. Okay. So, I mean, I feel, Mighty Temperchard, that point blank telling them right off that we are to do this job that's typically theirs for you.
You will be doing it
May-
for them,
Okay.
which is for me.
Okay.
Tell
They
him
may
I got
feel
him a
that
new
way.
plaything, and you are that.
Okay. That's better. I mean, because I feel like it would be wise to maybe not let on that you're maybe toying with them so much, and we could act as more of a double agent so that you can maybe really get down to brass tacks as to why they may be wanting us to spy on you in the first place.
Exactly. That is what I said.
All right.
Be their new plaything. Play along. And then tell me what is happening.
Gotcha. So, do we collect these badges at HR then, or
And he calls out, Garkoktar! You would hear shuffling of footsteps from around the corner, trudging out of the darkness into the light of this cave, as Gartokar comes in. Yes, your eminence. Give them badges. They are yours to do with what you want. Away. before I change my mind and eat you all. And bring me more food. Some of that meat pie from earlier. Yes, yes, Your Eminence. I will bring it straight away. After I have a word and set these recruits on their task. Yes, their task. As Gartokar kind of gives a deep bow, kind of like gestures for you all to bow as well. Like, do it now.
Deep bow.
Everyone giving a deep bow. Themberchud kind of lets out a little bit of a nasal kind of flare as he waddles back and through the massive pile of coin. And once again plops down even further. And Gartakar kind of gestures you to follow him.
And away we go.
And
Collect all the badges.
Yeah, we're like Pokemon
Yep.
masters.
Yep.
Right before me.
We defeated 2 gym leaders.
Yes.
Gartokar will come. We should talk in private real quick before I set you out on your task. And he kind of brings you into one of those tunnels, which is kind of like a gatehouse kind of guardhouse rather, which looks to be empty at the moment. So what business did the dragon have with you?
He told you while we were leaving.
Yes. But was there anything else?
That's all he told us.
Essentially, he said that we are at your disposal, and in not so many words, told us that he would eat us.
I would like Casmus to give me a deception check. Okay. All right. Very well. For your first task, we need you to root out a group of thieves and possible funny business of some gray ghosts. They stole something valuable from us, and we need it back.
You got a lead?
The who?
They're gray ghosts.
And they took the what?
Kind of like looks down. They took, kind of looks around, make sure like nobody sees. They took an egg. We need the egg back.
Oh, wow.
They took your breakfast?
An egg?
Yes.
I don't know. I think we should tell the wormsmith that we're being sent on a mission for an egg. I don't know if that's what he intended.
No,
Wait.
this is about him. our power over Themberschild is waning.
Oh, you want us to get the egg to help you keep power over him?
No, the egg is his
Ah.
replacement.
Oh, so you definitely don't want us to tell him that.
Correct.
Gotcha.
But furthermore, I have sensed what could be compared to having a hole being torn through the world. Us keepers we're in touch with the Fairzes and I don't know what is happening. I think the Grey Ghosts are behind this disturbance.
More corruption.
Oh, the corruption. It is like anything I've ever felt.
This is a hell of a big ask.
And also, if we could just walk this back for a minute. Maybe next time lead with the tear and the hole and the fabric of the thing, and then tell us about the replacement egg. Seems like a bigger
Very
deal
end
that
of the
affects
lead.
the Underdark, you
I
know?
think it is twofold. It is all connected. There. I need you to bring back whatever magic the thieves used to cause this disturbance. We have already identified one agent. Some messenger. He carries supplies for the thieves. He is a Darrow.
Ooh.
One
Go
named Droki.
There it is.
We've heard that one before.
You know Droki.
We've
We don't-
heard
We
about
know
him.
of.
By reputation.
Of? What is,
Oh.
the hell does that mean? We know of.
He uses the West Cliff to contact his employers and I follow him and he will lead you to the Grey Ghosts. I am sure of this.
Okay.
All right.
Now, are these real ghosts?
No. They act like it though.
Wait, are these Dwergar that can turn invisible and may or may not assassinate people?
Some assassinations, yes. Dwergar that can turn invisible. I would have you know most of us can.
Yeah.
So you'll never know when we're watching right behind you.
Yeah, it's creepy.
And these guys are the ones who bother all the shopkeepers, telling them they gotta sell their stuff or they're gonna get all murdered.
I do not know about that. I just know about this disturbance. And I know they have a plot to overtake the Deep King. Or something. It needs to be rooted out.
So, how does one get one's hand on a red dragon egg?
Through a lot of money and a lot of connection. That is how.
Okay.
Is it Denbershard's egg? Like, is it his baby?
Themberschild has not been with a mate. We have kept him in solitude, given him everything we could to keep him satiated.
Right. We'll find your egg.
I'm not sure how you do that without the mate.
You buy an egg and you keep it warm. Once it hatches, we would have no need for the unruly Thember child. He thinks he is the most powerful, but he is not.
Okay. Again, I would like to reiterate, this is a hell of a big ask.
Of course.
I mean,
and you
there's
are. Yes.
I mean, we're putting a lot on the line here. Wandering into literally invisible assassins territory to steal from them something that your boss would have a conniption fit about if he found out about. And we're working for him technically, but you want us to work for you.
Thember
I
child
mean,
is not the real boss. The Deep King rules over all. Thember child
great.
is a symbol. He is what keeps the furnaces going.
Uh, well, frankly, um, what's in it for us?
What's in it for you? You get to live.
Yeah.
What do you
Oh.
want?
Well, I mean, a way out is number one. I think we all agree as I look around to everybody to
Sure,
see
I
if
will
they're
Not
have
gonna
word.
happen.
We'll have word with the Deep King, and you can leave the city.
um a sizable portion of that horde would be great.
A portion of the horde. Sure, you will get the portion of the horde.
Sizable portion.
Of course, sizable.
We do know what he
Um,
means, right?
Can I
because I
insight
mean,
check that?
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can insight check him. Yeah, he doesn't. He's not going to give you any money.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
so I mean, what's to stop us from turning on our heels right now, walking right back in there and telling them everything that you just told us?
The guards around you that you do
Great.
not see.
Yeah, well, we've dealt with that kind before.
Yeah, there's a lot of us.
But still, I mean, he's going to be out and about. We're going to run into each other. You have to walk him around to light the forges. There's no way you're going to be able to stop us from getting to him at some point. Whether it's not now or some other time.
Is this a threat? Because we can end this conversation
No,
here
this is a
and now.
negotiation.
No, this
This
is
is a
a
negotiation.
To be fair, you just threatened us.
Right.
Correct.
So I mean,
Because
so threat to threat is a negotiation.
this is
So
where
They
you are
cancel each other
wrong.
out.
You hold no power here. You are surrounded
see.
by enemies everywhere. You are strangers in a strange city.
We'll see.
You accept to do the task, or you die.
Right.
I will
And
give
we
you your
report-
freedom, and that should be enough.
Okay. Just saying.
No, it's okay, guys. We were told to do what he tells us to do.
We're gonna do exactly what
Yep.
you tell us to do. How's that?
We got a little out of line. Sorry, we forgot what the instructions were. You have to understand
too.
we've got a lot going on, but we were told to listen to what you had to say and follow your instructions, and that's what we'll do.
Well, Weller to give me a deception check.
Yeah, I know. I'm already pulling up my character sheet. He doesn't have to like it.
We will be watching every step of the way.
If you're gonna watch every step of the way, why don't you do it yourself? I mean, that's just poor manpower.
Right. Or management.
Yeah, there's a labor expense associated with this, surely.
Exactly. That's why you should have an HR. They can hand out the badges.
Dusk, where are you? Come on, weigh in here.
We will be watching. We don't need to be friends. But you need
Here.
to do as we say.
Like as they say, keep your friend close and your enemy closer.
Well, you know what? We're gonna be watching too. So just stick that in your pipe and smoke.
Let's go.
I just imagine Weather and Rincewind just nodding like, yeah, exactly, as we like back away.
You
That's
will
right.
want your badges, no?
Weather and
Yeah.
Rincewind walk forward with their hands out, still nodding. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
As an invisible Dwergar next to you guys pops out of invisibility, dressed in robes and kind of the steel around them, holding out looks to be 6 gold pins. Garkatar kind of grasps around his neck as he pulls out a holy symbol of Laudiger, which, let me double check.
It feels like this entire conversation, Dusk has just been pinching the bridge of his nose,
Yep.
shaking his head.
Which is a symbol of a broken arrow, and a broken crossbow bolt.
Somebody
So let
write that
me
down.
guess. We
That's
should
important.
not wear those and just keep them. Just use them when we need to.
You can wear them proudly. You probably should. And he hands over his holy symbol. Maybe this'll do you better luck than whatever brought you here.
I'll take that and kind of like flip it up in my hand and catch it again.
And the gold pins that you are given are essentially this face, but in gold.
Wow.
Sorry, I shouldn't
That
laugh at our
is
Lord and
something.
Savior.
I like this.
It would actually look good.
Yeah, I mean,
What
one
is
would say
the
majestic.
what is the Dwergar's name that we're talking to? I'm sorry, say it one more time.
Gartokar. Or Gartokar.
Gartakar.
Gartokar. Yes.
Gartakar. Just out of curiosity. We've already accepted your mission, but
Great.
your guy over here that just like popped out of invisibility. Be honest with me now. How many others are around us right now? It's not like a setup. We're not gonna like betray you. We're not gonna attack you. Like we're gonna go on our way. Just satisfy my curiosity.
Wink.
He shrugs.
We draw swords now. I am just curious.
That is a tale for another time.
All right, fair enough.
Find out what these Grey Ghosts are up to, and what they have done with the egg.
Keep your secrets.
I'm sure you have yours.
I don't
Maybe.
remember most of mine, unfortunately. But that's another story for another time.
Yep. No go.
Alright.
We are done for now. We'll find you if you don't find us. As you leave this kind of tense negotiation-ish, neither side trusting the other, with a task from Themberchild, also a task from the Flame Keepers, kind of leading in a similar direction to those of the Stone Guard. Just different angles. That'll be a good spot to end tonight, as you definitely have some choices ahead of you, but we'll pick up there next week as you find that that Darrow, maybe. I don't know. We'll find out next time. But thanks for watching, folks, and join us next Thursday for more Out of the Abyss shenanigans.
I don't know. I think we should go shopping again next week.
You
I know, right?
You could
I don't
go shopping
feel like
again.
we're well prepared. We still have gold left.
Yep.
We need a montage.
Well,
Bye, Twitch.
Yep. Bye, Twitch. Thanks for watching.